friend! Oh, new friend! Oh, friend! Please be my friend! Oh, friend!
Hello and welcome once again to Cheap Shot Entertainment. I am Luke and I'll be taking you through everything that happened on the Mind charity show. Took place on SummerSlam weekend, on SummerSlam Day in fact, on the 19th of August. And yeah, it involved a lot of different companies from all over the UK, showcasing the best that they've got to showcase and best they've got to show, all doing it in the aid of the Mind charity, which is a charity that helps people with their mental health and a great cause. So if you can dig into your pockets, please send over some money to the Mind charity for this one and support the charity that is just fantastic, especially for people especially for wrestlers. They spend a lot of time on the road, they miss their families, they do suffer with depression and other mental illnesses as well, which is the reason that they've set up this show. It was set up by the Hope management, calling in favours from different shows like Shropshire Wrestling Alliance and Dynamic Over the Top Wrestling, New Breed Wrestling, a lot of cross promotion there. And yeah, just a fantastic show and a fantastic cause that it was supporting as well. So if you feel like you can support the Mind charity, head over to the Mind charity website and donate whatever you can to help them deal with mental health and mental health issues. So this is Wrestling for Our Mental Health, and the first match of the afternoon was Dynamic Over the Top Wrestling. Very over the top name, or DOA for short. I'm not quite sure where that comes in, but it was Alex Cupid versus Jacob Daniels, who would later be affectionately dubbed Damp Boy by the Hope faithful at Future 8. This is part of the Adrenaline division as well, which was mentioned. So good showing from both these guys. I've seen both these guys wrestle quite a few times. Seen them on Sacrifice Pro, seen them at the Hope in Mansfield, seen them again at Future 8. Again, I reference that, even though this show took place before that, because I did those reviews with my cousin Zena. It's the only time she could do them. So yeah, very impressed with these guys. Wasn't sure about Alex Cupid until I saw him the second time. But yeah, fantastic wrestler, puts on a fantastic show. Definitely one of my favourites now. Jacob Daniels, young lad, knows what he's doing in the ring, knows his character, knows how to play on it as well, which is fantastic. And then you've got a really happy person and you've got the really angry teenager, which does make for a really good dynamic. So Cupid shows his experience edge throughout this match. And Daniels is giving as good as he gets. But Cupid shows his strength. He powers out of a lot of Daniel's moves, big moves. Gets a lot of striking in. Hits a side suplex. And this is where it finishes. Hits a side suplex followed by a Cupid arrow. So as Daniels is on the floor, suffering from the side suplex, Cupid does a discus clothesline to the back of the head, which is called a Cupid's arrow, and gets the win. Hard fought victory for Alex Cupid in a rather quiet venue. This is a new venue for Hope, so it's going to be a lot of people there that don't quite know what Hope is about, and it will take time. It will take time to build things up in a new venue, but yeah, the crowd got into it as we went along. Obviously, you've got the Hope Army there as well. Some of the Hope Army driving things forward with the chants and the claps and things like that. But yeah, really good opening match. Great showing from Dynamic Over the Top Wrestling. And as I say, great opening match. Seeing these guys in different situations, playing face, playing heel. And great chemistry. Like I say, you've got the really happy guy and then the really angry guy. It makes a really good, makes really good chemistry in the ring and leads to a lot of entertainment and a very, very, very good match to open up the show. So moving on to the second match, it is for the Hope Future Championship, and it is the Hope Future Division match as well. It is your champion Mean Machine Mark Sanders, and as Magic Mark did say, he was very mean and very machiney, and that's coming from someone with an English degree. So, and he's going against Kyle Kingsley, the fan favourite, the Kyle of Kings. What can I say about this guy? He's got a win streak as long as everyone's on, and he's really doing well in Hope Wrestling at the moment. Not everybody's favourite, give him that, but I really like him. Decent guy, very, very good wrestler, and always entertaining. Yeah, it's Mark Sanders, Mean Machine Mark Sanders. As Magic Mark says, he is very mean and very machiney. He does exactly what he says on the tin. Machiney is a word, according to Mark, and he's got an English degree. So who am I to argue with that? I'll go with that, machiney. Very machiney. And he's going against the Kyle of Kings, Kyle Kingsley. I really like this guy. A lot of the wrestling community do. Some don't. He gets a lot of boos as well. It's very much Roman Reigns heat. You get a lot of people cheering him, a lot of people booing him. But he knows what he's doing in the ring. As his t-shirt says, he is the bee's knees of breaking backs, and boy does he do that very, very well in many different ways. But very even match between these two, as you'd expect. You've got two veterans, if you like, in the Hope Future division, but still young enough to be in the Hope Future division. Kingsley's definitely got the crowd behind him. Mean Mark does what he does best. He plays to the crowd, but he does it in an evil way. He does it in a heely way. He knows his character. He knows what he's doing. Again, match was fantastic. Kingsley gets the best of Sanders in most of this match. At one point, clotheslining him over the top of the ropes, and showing, Sanders showing why he is the champ. Lots of hard hitting, lots of big boots, lots of knees. At one point, Kingsley hits a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on a guy the size of Mark Sanders. That is no mean feat, and it was fantastic. It was really good match. It ends, unfortunately, after the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker from Kingsley to Sanders. It ends when Sanders rolls out of the ring for a breather and decides that he doesn't want any more of Kyle Kingsley, picks up his championship and walks out. Sanders is counted out, doesn't lose the championship on a count out. Kyle Kingsley is your winner, but still your future champion Mark Sanders. Another great match. What can I say about these two? What can I say about Hope Future? You know how I feel about Hope Future. It's as good as the main card. Different guys and girls on there. Bearing fruit for the main roster as well, which is fantastic. Have great characters. You've got the mean guy, you've got the happy guy. Creates great chemistry in the ring, and I want to see more from these two going forward. In other matches and continuing their little feud that they've got going on. Of course, it was Mark Sanders that cashed in his briefcase to win the Rumble and tossed Kyle Kingsley out of the ring to win that Rumble. So Kyle Kingsley was that close to becoming the future champion. It was also because of his phenomenal 53 minutes in the Rumble, in the future Rumble at Hope Future 7. They got the match on the 19th as well. So Kyle Kingsley wins the match, doesn't get the championship on this one. Sanders walks out with his championship intact. So on to the third match of the afternoon. It is the Wrestle Island Championship match. We're going to be introduced to Mad Dog Mike Angus, who is the general manager of Wrestle Island. And it's going to be a triple threat match. You've got your champion, Sean Only. You've got Drill. Comes out with Christian Bennett and Dan Evans. Now, you've already got a 3 against 1 kind of situation there. Sean Only is the face, is the one that the crowd pops for. I've got to say, I'm really impressed by Sean Only. and I'd like to see him come over to Hope Wrestling at some point to defend his Wrestle Island Championship, and we'll get onto that after we've gone through the action in the match. So it starts off with Drill having a bit of banter with the crowd, and Drill and Dan Evans then teaming up and beating up Sean Only. Sean Only comes back with a double drop kick, drops both of the guys to the outside of the ring, and takes over the match. Drill gets back in the ring and hits a Dream Street while Dan Evans is beating up Sean Only, giving him some belly shots, more double teaming, beating up Sean Only. He's taking a lot of punishment in this match, and it only serves to make it even more interesting the way the match finishes. He eventually falls out of the ring after having been beaten up by both these guys. At that point, Sean Only is getting a breather on the outside of the ring. The dissension starts between Dan Evans and Drill. They start shoving each other, they start forearming each other, they start punching each other, and that leads Only to come back in and team up with Evans to beat up Drill, of course. Only gets the near fall. So Only and Evans team up on Drill. Drill is on the outside of the ring. Only gets a shot in on Evans. Drill gets back in, beats up Evans, chucks him out. Sean Only gets the curb stomp for the win, and still your Wrestle Island champion is Sean Only. After the match, Sean Only issues an open challenge for the Wrestle Island Championship. He's going to be a fighting champion, which is why I say I'd like to see him come over to Hope Wrestling and see who he can go against with that Wrestle Island Championship, because I was really impressed by all three of these guys. Great showing from Wrestle Island. Again, a company that I've never heard of before. Definitely checking them out, along with Shropshire Wrestling Alliance. Yeah, all of these companies are fantastic and great for doing all of this free for the main charity as well. But Sean Only is your winner and still Wrestle Island champion. And like I say, I'd like to see him come over to Hope for a show. So on to the fourth match of the afternoon. It is brought to you by Pro Wrestling for You, and it is Kenny the Behemoth Gilbane, or Behemoth, versus Dave Del Vecchio, who is the Pro Wrestling for You champion. The championship is not on the line. Kenny is just trying to prove that he should be in line for a championship shot. It should be noted as well that Dave Del Vecchio is the only champion that didn't put his championship on the line during this show. Don't know why that is. Maybe he's just playing the very, very heel character that he is. At one point he does an impression of one of my mates on the front row. Check that out. It is. I'm going to put a link to the video in the description as well. Go and watch the show. It's really, really good. I'm going to continue with the review. So, to start the match, Dave Del Vecchio rolls out of the ring. Behemoth is on top of Dave at this point, who low bridges the Behemoth, and Behemoth takes a nasty fall out of the ring and pulls the ropes down, takes a nasty fall out of the ring, hurts his knee. Now, being the champion that he is, Dave rolls out of the ring and goes to work on the knee and on the leg. Starts with the single, it goes into the single leg crab quite impressively, into the single leg crab, and Behemoth manages to kick him over the top rope. At that point, Behemoth goes after him. Del Vecchio low bridges him and takes him out again, goes to work further on that left peg of the Behemoth, and basically Del Vecchio is on top throughout this match. Goes for the single leg crab for the second time in the match. Gilbane gets to the ropes this time, makes the Del Vecchio uses the whole of the ref's count, of course, because he is the heel, breaking kayfabe. Uses the whole of the ref's count. He's going to do that. His title's not on the line, and even if it was, he wouldn't lose it by disqualification. He makes it to the ropes, and Behemoth then uses the air raid siren goes for it a second time, probably telegraphs this. Del Vecchio manages to get out, hits a drop kick, gets a single leg crab, and Behemoth powers to the ropes once again. Like I say, big guy powers out of it. It's really Del Vecchio gets a single leg crab, and Behemoth powers out of the single leg crab, manages to get to the ropes. Del Vecchio using the full amount of the ref's count again. At this point, Del Vecchio is getting desperate. Can't put Behemoth away. He grabs Behemoth's chain, which is chain and locks, and because he's from the Black Country, he is the Black Country Behemoth, known for its locksmiths and things like that. So, grabs the chain, referee JB takes it off him. As the referee is putting it to one side, making sure it's safe, Del Vecchio grabs his championship, which is in the other half, which is on the other corner of the ring, clocks Behemoth around the back of the head. Behemoth is out for the count. Del Vecchio puts him in a single leg crab. There's no way he's kicking out of this. He is out for the count. He is not coming back from this. Your winner via technical knockout, I suppose, would be, or submission, passing out from the pain, if you like, even though he got clocked around the back of the head. Your winner is Dave Del Vecchio, and he then goes back to work on Kenny's leg, making sure that he cannot come for his championship later on. And he's forced out of the ring, and eventually Kenny is helped from the ring by the referee. Again, great match. Two guys know the characters very well, put on a great show. They've obviously got chemistry in the ring. I really like Del Vecchio. Great character. Tends to be that the heels are the ones that are full of themselves. You know, like, I'm better than you sort of thing. But he did it very, very, very well. And yeah, I was, again, very impressed by Pro Wrestling for You. So hopefully with the bridges built, we'll see some of these guys cross over into a Hope Wrestling ring. I would really like to see that. So your winner again is Dave Del Vecchio via technical knockout on the single leg crab. And so we move on to match 5 of the afternoon. It is your Shropshire Wrestling Alliance match. It is between CJ Connors, Joe Black, and they're going against Luke Basham and Joey Sanchez. It is a tag team match. All 4 of these guys left everything in the ring. I would say this is probably the best match of the afternoon. Always like to pick out a match, and I would say this match is that match. And with my mates who sat beside me, they agreed as well. This match was absolutely off the chain. So Connors and Black get the jump on Basham and Sanchez. They are then subject to stereo atomic drops. Classic move in English wrestling. Takes out the heels. Sanchez springs out of the ring onto Black. Sanchez Black catches Sanchez into a spine buster at one point in this match. Black and Connors lay into Sanchez quite a bit during this match as well, with Luke Basham on the ring apron. Sanchez then comes back with an explosive clothesline and an enziguri, enough then to get the tag to Basham. Basham is in, he's taking it to Connors. Connors hits a vicious drop kick in the corner to get back in it. Basham and Sanchez hit a double team move and get another double team move as well. Connors and Black and Sanchez are in the ring at this point. Connors hits a backbreaker. Basham goes for the over the top dive, gets a Canadian Destroyer, pump handle drop. Black sends Basham into the post. Connors hits a package pile driver. That goes into, this is a great double team move by the way. Connors hits the package pile driver, which looks insane. He then throws him to Joe Black, who then gets a fireman's power bomb for the pin. Again, the momentum that you have to do to get that is fantastic. It's just phenomenal. We've got the guy on the back, Serpide, he's back towards your shoulders. Then you have to spin him round and hit the power bomb. Phenomenal match. The match ends with CJ Connors and Joe Black hitting that double team move, each individual move, and then a win. Both guys get the pin, which I'm not sure should really count, but it was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal tag team move, phenomenal tag team match. Both of these teams put on a fantastic show. I only heard really good things about Shropshire Wrestling Alliance, and now I know why. If these are just 4 of the people they've got over at Shropshire Wrestling Alliance, and just having a look at their page, they've got alumni that includes Tyler Bate and Trent Seven, and also Eddie Dennis goes over there quite a bit. You'll know it if you're watching this and you're part of the Hope Army. Yeah, fantastic match. I'd like to see more of these guys over in Hope, but obviously it's a long way to come from Shropshire to have a night of wrestling. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, come over, put on that tag team match for the Hope Army. I'm sure they'll love it as much as I did, and the rest of the Hope Army that was there in attendance on the 19th of August. But yeah, 2 top teams, fantastic match. Love to see them again. So, move on to match 6. And just before match 6, we're introduced to old school Kirk Langby, who is the general manager of New Breed Wrestling Alliance, Wrestling Association rather, and we have a double title match, winner take all. You've got the heavyweight champion, the NBWA heavyweight champion, Hustle Malone. If you're part of the Hope Army, you know who Hustle Malone is, and he's going against the NBWA cruiserweight champion, TJ Sky. This is a winner take all match. It's high stakes. Both guys won both belts. Lots of technical wrestling to get this match started. Hustle showing that he's not just a striker, but he can do all the technical stuff as well. Definitely a feeling out process at the beginning of the match. Lots of hammer locks, lots of leg locks, lots of rope breaks and things. At one point, Hustle ties TJ up in the ropes, and it's just funny because you can't get out, even though when you watch the video, probably could. But that's not the point. It was funny at the time, and it's still funny now. So you got TJ running the ropes after this, and Hustle ducking out of the way, throwing him a bit faster into the opposite rope, to the point where TJ Sky gets a little bit out of breath. And the referee then gets an inhaler out of his pocket. He takes a few puffs of his inhaler, and TJ Sky is back off again. He starts running, and misses the splash onto Hustle. There's no water in the pool for this one, and TJ then throws Hustle into the post, starts working on the arm. At this point, you can still see the tacks in the bottom of Hustle's boots from the 5th anniversary show, which took place a good week before this show. It just shows you how much effort he puts in and what he's willing to put his body through. Gets the first near fall, TJ Sky on Hustle Malone, and starts getting a bit cocky at this point. Starts slapping Hustle Malone around the head. Hustle tries to fight back. At this point, 619 splash completely misses. Again, no water in the pool. No one's filled that pool up for TJ Sky at this point. Hustle comes back with forearms, strikes, followed by a ripcord headbutt called the Brainmaker, knee KO, and a near fall. Then hits TJ Sky then hits a burning hammer to a knee, and then eventually does hit the 619 splash and follows it up very quickly with a moonsault and gets another near fall. Great match. Again, fantastic. Two guys. Hustle Malone I know very well. TJ Sky I've never seen, but I'm very impressed with. After TJ Sky hits the moonsault and gets a near fall, we get a run-in by Brick Lane, who have had a lot of issues with Hustle Malone over the past. It's been well documented in Sacrifice Pro and in Hope Future as well. Had a lot of problems with other wrestlers, but definitely in Sacrifice. Brick Lane and Team Mad are going against each other quite a bit, and there's no love lost between those two teams, especially with Hustle Malone being the former leader of Team Mad. So they come in. TJ Sky wins via disqualification after Brick Lane attack Hustle Malone, and Kirk Langby comes out, issues a challenge to Brick Lane, says you're not part of New Breed Wrestling, but we'll take you on anywhere and we'll get our revenge. So again, another solid match. Shame that it was interrupted by Brick Lane, but again, it's nice to see a bridging storyline between Sacrifice Pro and this show. So anyone who does follow Sacrifice Pro and Hope Future and Hope Wrestling can see the bridge between the two shows, which is great. Fantastic match. I was really impressed by TJ Sky. I know what Hustle can do. He very much got the crowd on his side. We were in Nottingham as well, so yeah, you know that the crowd's going to be behind Hustle on this one. Like I say, TJ Sky gets the win via disqualification after a run-in from Brick Lane. Magic Mark is in the ring. He announces the Dominator Open Challenge, to which Jack Cave comes out. Jack Cave then proceeds to talk down to Magic Mark, telling him that he's an idiot and things like that. He says it's Jack Cave's Open Challenge. So he needs to announce Jack Cave's Open Challenge. He's got Lucille with him, completely original name by the way. She's a rounder's back covered in Lego. And who answers the challenge? Well, we're introduced to Dominator, and let me tell you something, this lady is impressive. This lady is huge. She's like a wrecking ball, and you'll see it if you watch the video. Again, link in the description down below. You'll see it on UK Wrestling Media. She is humongous. I can't even describe how big this lady is, and she's quick. She's not slow or anything like that. She is really impressive. It was the chance for her to show what she could do. Jack Cave took it over, shows off with his chauvinistic opinions about her being in the kitchen and getting him a vegetarian pizza. Pie faces her and says, "Respect animals." Then showing off to the crowd, Dominator gets a bit angry with Jack Cave and clocks him round the back of the head. And that's when we get the Jack Cave Open Challenge starting.